Hi everyone, I thought we'd do a quick update on where we're up to with the off-grid workshop. So I've been building this for a little while now, and I've recorded some of it, but I thought I'd give you a quick tour of where it's up to. So here we are. This is the, we can say the front. I put some pretty dodgy looking sheet metal on the top here as a sort of porch, as I was getting quite a lot of driving rain coming through and hitting the door. I don't think I did a video of me making this door, but this was all reclaimed timber, nice hardwood. There is, I think, a little bit of oak in here, but most of it is I think something like Meranti. I built this this latch, which quite like. As you see, I've just fixed the handle. That fell off recently. It's been on for a year or two, but this latch is just a simple-ish wooden latch. It slides. Oh, I need to fix that. Slides along like this. The satisfying clunk goes in. And on the outside, what you'll see is a bunch of reclaimed windows. And different materials used to seal it up. So this is all basically stuff that I found from skips at various points, and that's why nothing quite matches. But at one point we ran out of wood and did this wattle and daub. As you can see, actually in the sun, this wall gets a lot of sun. Some of this is drying out now and beginning to fall off, but it does a pretty good job. On this side, you can see here, pretty good wattle and daub. And let me just take you around the outside here. It's hard to give a sense of what this building is really like, but it's bigger than it looks sort of from the front, I think. But there's a fair amount of storage going on as well. Come back. I'll come back this way. Give you a sense from this angle. You see it's sort of nestled in the trees. And I didn't want to cut down any of the trees when I built this. I really wanted it to sit in its landscape, in its environment, in a way that really, suggested that it had always been there. It should sit lightly and comfortably. Come around this side. Sense of it. From this side. And obviously this is a working small holding, so there's junk everywhere, because one of the principles here is about recycling and reusing stuff, and that was the principle that I used for doing this building. And so I always like to store as much useful stuff as I can, because it always has a use. So look, here's some more shown you this already. So you remember, these are cedar poles, holding out pretty nicely. So if we go in, here's where we're up to with the workshop. Come on, Shackton. It's the dog. So there's the door. We'll just close it to keep the wind out. It's hard to get a good sense of everything that's going on here, but we've got the suspended floor, roof with the roof light in, and you remember on top of this roof here, which is just put together again with just wood that I found, on top of that is a layer of felt and then a layer of cedar shingles to keep the water out. So let's go round. Obviously, you know, working workshops, so there's you know, inevitably a lot of mess, a lot of storage, stuff going on, but this is where we're up to at the moment. So bookshelf, useful farming related books, little set of shelves for cups and things, little sofa, rug. Here I've got my my bee suit, a few tools, various things in the chest of drawers, little workbench here with useful things. I've got this box of some old block planes and some very cool moulding planes that I'm gonna bring back to life. But here we've got just a sort of general shelf of tools, useful things, various storage bits and bobs, stuff for bees. This is a honey extractor. Obviously I've got bees just through this this window here. Oh, I should say something about this this wood. I really like this wood. I'm not entirely sure what it is. Again, I think it's an exotic hardwood. You know, maybe Meranti, but I'm not actually entirely sure what it is. But I found a whole skip of it and did, you know, some of these internal walls. What we've got going on in the internal walls, obviously we've got an external wall on a frame, and then I did this internal walling and filled it with wool. And yeah, here's some of the wool that we get from the sheep. There's a lot of lower quality stuff that doesn't get spun, and essentially it's waste. So I was able to just stick it in the walls, which gives a really nice bit of insulation into the building. It also makes it a bit quieter as well as warmer. So that's what we've done. It's all of the walls are filled with wool. Here's my table of shame. A lot of unsorted screws, nails, different bits that one day I will sort out and yeah, store properly. Oh, mead. Made some mead. This is now very nicely aged and quite delicious. So here, this is wool everywhere, of course. You'll see a little bit of wattle that I haven't daubed yet. I don't know why, it just sort of, I missed it. It was behind this chest of drawers for a while. I had the chest of drawers over here, and then I moved it and realised that I hadn't actually daubed that wall. There's a huge gap. So one day I will get around to doing that. But first of all, I need to decide where to put the stove. So I found this pretty amazing. Can you see it? Oh, wood burning stove. It's actually huge. Weighs a ton. It was out on the street, not very far away from where we are now, and it was just a fantastic opportunity. Someone was giving it away, so I walked it down here to the farm. It took me, quite a long time and a lot of effort to do it by hand. Well, by a long time I mean like an hour, but it was worth it because it was it's a really nice stove actually. So the plan is to hook it up. I've got a bit of metal. I'll probably do a better backer thing, but I need to work out where to put it, and so if I do decide to put it through this this wall, then the door boom won't actually be particularly necessary. Look, there's some door inside here. So yeah, where rather than obviously there's no wool where I've done daub, what I've just done is done daub from the outside and daub from the inside. And some of that's really quite thick. You can see here how thick that daub is, that clay is. So we've got it to a point of being a sort of working workshop. Maybe I should say something about this ladder here. At one point I had this idea that I might do a sort of cupola thing, so you could actually climb up the ladder and go up into a little sort of space, thinking space, meditation space, something like that. I don't know. It became not really achievable, so I kept the ladder, but closed off the potential to get out. So you've got actually those beams coming together quite nicely to form that sort of cross fashion. So I could have done a reciprocal roof, but I didn't. I went for something easier for me to do on my own, which was having a pole in the middle, and I did it as a ladder. But I think it looks quite pretty. So the next things I guess I'll do in here slowly, because there's no rush really, is I need to seal up the eaves. You can see around the edges here, they're not actually sealed. I was going to do it, but then we had some birds nesting in here, and I didn't want to take away their entrance and exit, and I haven't got around to doing it yet. The other thing I think that obviously I'll be doing is the stove. We need to get this plumbed in properly, and to do that I need to get a pipe actually. I was sort of hoping to find one. Haven't found one yet, so I guess I may have to buy one. So we'll see what comes. The other big thing that I want to do is supplement this bench. I've got some cedar boards, quite thick live edge boards. I want to do another bench across here, to actually sort of create a bit of a right-angled working area here, and then populate it more with more tools, clamps I urgently need, and then sort out all of my hardware, which is in a right mess. There's lots of good stuff here, but I can never find it, which is slightly frustrating. So that's it. That's where we're up to. Let me give you a little walk around the farm. So, over here, a little bridge. There's this ditch, often floods. I've got a pig pen, just redoing the fences here. Pigs are going to be with us in a month, so there's plenty of time to get this it's all sorted. Their pig house is over there. The river, that's gone down now. Over here, we have the bees. See, there's a little bit of activity. Bees didn't do so well over the winter because, as you can see, we're really close to the water here, and it floods and sometimes comes right up underneath the beehives, and that's just no good for them. They really struggle when there's so much moisture about. I should move them to a better place. It's just hard to find a better place that doesn't flood. But here they are. They're coming through out into the spring, so that's good. Hopefully we'll get some honey. Over here we've got the chickens, a new chicken run. They're doing very well. As you can see, it's moved off its dry patch. I'm over the fence. What I'm actually going to do is, in this spot here, build another barn to store my trailer. That's what this wood is for. I'm going to do a little bit of barn building in the spring. There are feral farm cats. They are not friendly, but they keep the rat population down, in theory. So yeah, this wood is for the barn, new barn. This willow collected. This will be cleaved down the middle and used for fence rails. As you can see, the fence over here. I like to use willow on the top of the fence rails, and it's pretty good because it's a sustainable sort of material. It doesn't last that long, but yeah, again, for free materials, it's pretty good. So you can see over here, yeah, the fence line that we had separating this field is all made of willow, but it's now falling down. It's about 7 years old, 6 or 7 years old, so it's done pretty well actually. So like I said, for free material lasting 7 years, I think that's not too bad. Here we've got our cow crush. Look at these fancy gallows. So I built these last year. for our pigs. We had them slaughtered on site, and then used that to hang them. There's a cow. We have 3. Not sure where the other 2 are. This is oh, there's one. Go. Hello, cow. Look, here's the building. So you can see the shingles have weathered nicely now. They're just sort of a gentle grey blending into the landscape. So there we go. Quite a long update, but going into the spring now. Pigs will come. Cows will go onto the meadow. Sheep will be shorn in due course, and hopefully the bees will produce some money and some honey, and the chickens will continue to lay. All right, thanks very much.